What is up, everybody? Blood Moon Bobby here, and Nintendo just had their recent Nintendo Direct where they announced first and third party games. I was originally going to make this video about Super Mario Odyssey only, but after seeing the third party titles that were announced that were coming to Switch, I had to make a video discussing why I would want more third party support on Switch. So, what are some of these games that are coming to Switch? After I burp. These games include Doom 2016, a remastered version of LA Noire, Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus, Skyrim, Resident Evil Revelations, and Resident Evil Revelations 2. So this was pretty surprising. I actually heard about this news when I was in my English class, and I wanted to jump up and scream. But how would that look in front of a class of like over 100 students and my professor? So this is pretty crazy that Bethesda and Rockstar are adding these or bringing these games to Switch. And, you know, it's not that I'm planning to buy all these games. I watched trailers for Doom 2016 and Wolfenstein II, and they look pretty cool. I'm probably leaning more toward Doom 2016 only because I've always wanted to play a first-person shooter game with melee combat. And the two Resident Evil Revelations games, I've played the first one, and, you know, it was pretty cool. And Skyrim was a game I've always wanted to get for Switch. But the thing I'm getting at with these games is, one, I always feel like I want to play these games, but it's just, with the way Nintendo works with their systems, it's like I'm not allowed to. Yes, I can go out and buy a PS4, but I don't have that much money to spend on game consoles, you know. I do a lot of photography and video work where that's where I want my money to go mainly. I mainly play video games to have fun. So, you know, there are games out there that I want to play on, like, my game system. It just so happens that I tend to prefer Nintendo because I like their first party content a lot more than the competition. So hearing things like, you know, Skyrim is coming and Doom is coming, that's really good news to hear that, you know, hey, I don't have to buy a new console. Well, and, you know, I am a Nintendo fan and I want to play these third-party games. It's just I wish, you know, Nintendo made a system that allowed for these games to come. And, you know, it's not, as I said, it's not that I'm planning to buy all these games, but when news about Wolfenstein II, Doom, and the remastered version of LA Noire comes, I want that to be a sign to third-party developers to bring their games to Switch because it is a very popular system. It is decently powerful. Like, I know it only has 1 teraflop of computing performance, but the fact that the Switch supports Doom and Wolfenstein 2 should come as a sign to developers that it can run on Switch. And, you know, some of the games I want to come to Switch aren't even like really big third-party titles. Am I saying Call of Duty should come to Switch? Yeah, I wouldn't buy it, but again, it would be a sign that, hey, major AAA game is coming to Switch. It's powerful enough to run it. So I'm hoping with, you know, the games I mentioned coming to Switch, I hope it's a sign that maybe, let's say, Koei Tecmo can bring Dynasty Warriors 9 to Switch, or Bandai Namco, you know, can bring Ace Combat 7 to Switch, you know, now that, you know, it's coming out that it can run, you know, Wolfenstein 2 and Doom. Some may argue the Wii U had third-party support and that tanked, but the reason, you know, the Wii U couldn't keep getting third-party support was because it was very underpowered compared to the Xbox One and PS4. I mean, I like my Wii U. I enjoy playing games like Smash Brothers and, you know, Super Mario 3D World, but it was basically a beefed up PS3. It couldn't run, you know, games that could run on an Xbox One and PS4. Well, now because the Switch has around 1 teraflop of computing performance, it should be easier for developers to bring a slightly scaled down version of their PS4 and Xbox One games to Switch, especially with the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X coming, and Microsoft and Sony are saying the games have to run on the original versions of their hardware, the PS4 and Xbox One base, third-party games should still be able to run on Switch. So, and honestly, that's a big part of what's selling the PS4 and Xbox One right now, the third-party support. I mean, yeah, they have their exclusives, but I heard they're not much to, talk about, especially on Microsoft's end. I mean, Sony has the really good, first-party titles, but, it's still, none of their games are, as big as, let's say, Mario. So I think that's kind of why I will want more third-party support on Switch. Maybe I won't buy all their third-party games, but some of the third-party games are from franchises I've always wanted to play. And even if I'm not gonna buy the games, I hope it comes as a sign that, hey, the Switch can run, these games. These publishers are taking a risk with their AAA games and putting them on Switch. So that's how I feel. Thanks for watching or listening. Please like or dislike the video and subscribe to Vlog and Bobby. Thanks for watching or listening.